This video is going to be a voiceover of me diluting a material called Dulcinyl. The reason I'm recording this is because Dulcinyl is a powder, and for some people diluting powders might be unfamiliar and they want to know what it's like. In my experience, diluting powders is not extremely difficult. You just need the right tools. You don't need fancy tools, you just need the right ones. Besides the scale, I'm also using tiny alcohol wipes to clean my scale and the measurement tray and other tools that I'm going to use, just to be sure that I'm not cross-contaminating my materials. So yeah, I'm using this black measurement tray. I put it on the scale. I set the scale back to 0 and I'm starting to measure my grams. The reason I'm putting a powder in a measurement tray instead of the beaker is because I want to put the solvent in the beaker first and then put the powder in it. Otherwise, I fear that if I put the powder first and then I put the solvent on top of it, then some of it might not dissolve. Eventually it will dissolve, but it's just gonna take longer maybe if the powder gets stuck at the bottom. Technically, I'm not using that much powder, so it shouldn't be an issue. Putting a beaker, make sure it's 0 and fully measured. And now I'm using ethanol to be at 2.7 grams, I suppose. Alright, so I'm gonna use the rod to gently put the powder in the beaker and make sure I get everything, because even the tiny specks matter. And it's great that this measurement tray has a little opening to guide the powder. Now that this is done, I'm going to swirl it around and it's gonna take some time to dissolve. Not all materials dissolve equally fast. And perhaps this is not the right solvent to use for this material. So far I've only used ethanol to dilute my materials, but I know there's also DPG and IPM, and there's some other that I will explore in the future, especially DPG. I plan to get that, but I think it will dissolve, it just needs a little time. You can see me using this rod to crush the crystals to help the solvent get to them. Now I'm going to show you, it is mostly dissolved. There's some still left at the bottom and I'm going to let it dissolve, let it sit in the solvent. Okay, I think we're mostly done. I guess we need to wait a little bit more. I'm going to try to help it. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to break the crystal into smaller pieces so that the solvent can get to the pieces quicker. Otherwise it has to dilute the outer piece and then it gets to the center of the little cluster and then dissolve that. But this way it gets to those separate bits faster. It is mostly dissolved. For this video I'm gonna put it in the dropper, but I guess if I was really patient I would wait a little more, maybe extra 10 minutes. Alright, now I'm gonna take the dropper bottle and I'm gonna pour this diluted liquid in it through the funnel because I don't want to make a mess. and we're done. So this material is diluted to 10% and it's inside the dropper bottle. I'm gonna switch it around a little bit like this. And that's done. Now we just need to put a label on it and maybe let this sit for a couple hours to days before using it. That would be the best, I guess, to let the solvent truly dissolve the material and mix it with it and have a nice mixture that's even. I'm gonna put the name of the material in the bottle, the level of dilution, 10%, and today's date, which is February 6th. I don't like these labels, they don't stick well. They usually come off and I have to use a glue stick to glue them back on. That's very unprofessional. And there we go.